Well, good afternoon, everyone. So before I start, I just want to take a moment and I want to thank the guy who led us through what turned out to be a rather historic year. Many of you may not know that Chris Foster's birth name is actually Larry. And we finally asked him why they call him Chris. He was born on Christmas Day, and so he was nicknamed Chris. And we thought how fitting that is, because he's really been a great gift to all of us, not just in his year as president of AALU, but really for his entire volunteer experience at AALU. So Chris, job well done. You know, there's a reason why our theme this year is Honor the Past and Own Your Future. This is, of course, the 60th anniversary of AALU. And if you'd allow me just a couple of minutes, I'd like to tell you what that means to me. I'd like to tell you about a guy I know who was in this business a long time ago. In the 1930s, a man named Peter Mamer owned a brick masonry company in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Back then, there were about 15,000 residents living in Benton Harbor, so having a small business was quite an accomplishment. Unfortunately, the Great Depression came along, hit the area hard, and Peter lost that masonry business. But he had enough resolve to get back on his feet, and despite losing everything, he decided to use the cash value of a life insurance policy to start a new business, a business selling life insurance. Well, that man was my great-grandfather, and this was the first time the life insurance industry helped our family. And I'm proud to say that his business in life insurance survived the Great Depression and World War II and through the 1950s. And his son, my grandfather, Fred Mamer, after returning home from flying rescue planes during World War II, moved to Chicago and joined the life insurance business as well. And when Northwestern Mutual asked him to move east to start a scratch agency, his daughter, my mother, met this nice first-generation Italian fella, and they got married. Don't they look thrilled to have a new baby? My dad was attending college and working as a roofer on the side, but he saw potential in the life insurance business, and so he signed on as an agent in my grandfather's agency. My dad, Dick DeVita, took to the business right away. He became an agency manager, and he started a scratch agency while he was in his 30s. But in 1984, at age 39 and at the top of his game, he walked into a health club, and he never walked out. He suffered a massive heart attack, and he died instantly. Well, I was a first semester senior in college, and my brother was still in high school. And as you can imagine, it was a very difficult time for our family. But it was his life insurance program that allowed us to finish our educations and get a start in life. Well, shortly after losing my dad, I graduated from college, I moved to Charlotte, and I began a career selling life insurance. Once again, life insurance was there for us. So if you're counting, that makes me the fourth generation in this business. Sometimes I think if it weren't for great-granddad's life insurance policy, I might be here talking to the American Brick Manufacturers Association. Who knows? Life's funny that way. But I know I'm not the only one here with a relative in the industry. In fact, raise your hand if you're not the first generation in the life insurance business. It's just part of who we are. My son Rich is seated in the front row, and he's raising his hand along with many of you, and he is the fifth generation in the business. And that's why our goal this week is to honor our past and own your future. Because each one of you represent the past and the future of this industry. This business is generational. Whether it's our clients passing down a legacy to their children and grandchildren, or one of us passing our practice to the next generation, life insurance, of course, is all about caring for future generations. So I'm proud to stand in front of a room full of the brightest and most professional people in the industry. I mean, we should all be proud of what we stand for. We do important work. Those in this room are responsible for helping give others stability during times of great uncertainty. We keep our promises, and we help our clients keep theirs. And this is a legacy worth reflecting on as we celebrate 60 years as AALU. So how about the second part of the theme, owning your future? Well, I think that we all know that the future of our industry will look different than the past. Technology is propelling us through changes at a pace faster than ever. The consumer is demanding a holistic planning approach, and we, of course, are meeting that demand. Young people are starting families later and having fewer children. Advances in medicine and technology are allowing people to live longer and healthier lives. But one thing will never change: human life is frail. There are still the unknowns in life and things that could not have been predicted. 30% of American households have no life insurance protection at all. And only 44% of households have individual life insurance. So it's pretty clear to see what our mission is. We need to help more people solve more financial problems. And the solution to those problems is our products: life insurance, disability insurance, annuities, long-term care insurance. And these products have to be delivered by a professional in conjunction with a well-constructed plan. No other industry can do what we do, and we do it well. Our industry has always been a good steward of the public's trust and money. And if you want proof of that, then look no further than how we came through the financial crisis. Our industry stood strong during the worst assault in decades during the Great Recession. And the life insurance industry delivered certainty to millions of Americans, yet again, in an unpredictable environment. But now we face a different kind of challenge. We face real threats in the form of tax and regulatory reform. And I know that many of you in this room are very concerned about tax reform and its impact on your business. And as someone specializing in the non-qualified deferred compensation space, let me just tell you, I get it. I also know that many of you are concerned, as you should be, about threats to our business in the form of new, heavy-handed regulations, such as the fiduciary rule. I'd like to say this about our challenges on Capitol Hill. More taxes and overreaching regulations placed on us will simply make a hard job even harder, and it will make it more difficult and more expensive for our clients to plan. With a savings crisis on our hands and too many people underinsured, that is absolutely the wrong way to go. We have to advocate for sustainable tax reform that allows our clients to plan responsibly. And we cannot allow ourselves to be commoditized by bureaucrats who believe that we can be replaced with a robo-advisor platform. And we cannot allow our products to become just another asset class. No one in this room is against ethical practices and standards. We wouldn't be here if we were. But Washington needs to legislate practical and workable regulations that allow us to do our jobs effectively. Public policy should promote the use of our financial security products, not threaten them. But we have some work to do. So let me give you my assessment. We are very effective at the resources that we have. Members of Congress regularly comment on this fact. No other association in D.C. has the type of relationships that we have. But Washington is at odds with itself, and we are dragged into ideological battles that are going to be increasingly tough on us if we don't get better. As it relates to success in the federal advocacy arena, we have to be bigger as an organization. We have to be younger. We have to be more diverse. And we have to show members of Congress that we're meeting the needs of the American people. And the path to increased effectiveness on Capitol Hill is actually pretty straightforward. The life insurance business needs to speak with one voice. And we're working with other industry partners to do just this. And this is not just about protecting our business. This is about protecting our clients' plans and protecting the young advisors of tomorrow. This challenge is way too important to ignore. And I want to speak to the younger producers in the room, at least younger than me. You are in the right place. We understand that your business in many cases will not look like someone who started 20 or 30 years ago. And we know that your clients want financial advice, not to just be sold a life insurance policy. We know that many of you have asset management businesses as well as life insurance practices. We're actually working on a rebranding effort to more accurately represent our membership and the work we do. I mean, in today's lexicon, what the heck is an advanced life underwriter anyway? Well, let me give you my definition. An advanced life underwriter is the underwriter who gets there in advance of the other underwriters. This is still a business about hustle, but it's more than just hustle. It involves understanding the legal, accounting, and regulatory implications of our planning. It requires tax and regulatory environment that favors those clients that would take the time to plan and take responsibility for their lives. And at AALU, that's what we work together for every day. And I can promise you, young advisors, this: AALU will stick by you. Our goal at AALU is to be an indispensable partner for the life insurance professional. Truly indispensable. And AALU sits at a critical juncture. This is the point where we need fresh energy, new ideas, and even new products to meet consumers' needs. And this will happen through a continued movement toward youth and diversity. So let me tell you about our plan in that regard. In order to bring new energy into the organization, we plan to expand our outreach to all demographics. We created a new membership class called AALU Access, where prospective members under the age of 40 can join for just $75 per month. We're also going to invest in technology to meet our members where they are. I hate email. For many these days, sending an email is about as effective a communication strategy as smoke signals or hieroglyphics. But we're going to leverage technology to give you the information you need more regularly and in digestible portions. We're going to take advantage of the incredible knowledge of our experienced members, and we're going to transfer it regularly to the entire membership, including the rising stars in our industry. AALU's primary asset is the experience of our members. To our long-standing members, don't view all this discussion about youth and diversity and technology as a departure from the original charter of AALU. These areas of focus are so that we can continue to be the advocate for this marketplace. All of these initiatives are rooted in the tradition of why AALU was formed to begin with. On the advocacy front, AALU is here to fight the battles you can't fight on your own, and we will never take our eye off that ball. And you should know that David Sturzer and the rest of the AALU team are second to none. They have a personal connection to the work we do, and their commitment to you is unwavering. That said, your association needs your help. So let me wrap up with a challenge. Go home after this meeting and do 3 things. Number 1, recruit a new person to our industry. And while you're at it, recruit someone of a diverse background. Number 2, mentor a young producer. Young producers need our help. And third, sponsor someone under the age of 40 to join AALU through our Access program. If each of us will commit to this one thing, our future will be bright. We help thousands achieve financial security and financial freedom, and in so doing, we create financial security and financial freedom for ourselves. By any measure, this is noble work. So that's it, everyone. Our past and present in a nutshell. We're glad you're here. Have a great meeting. Thank you.